Take time to breathe, and something happens. Old mud dries, flakes off, and is dusted. Brush it away with a happy, reverent sweep. Good evening. I have to say I write a lot of political poems and poems about the wider world in general, so when I thought about the theme of Dias de los Muertos, I had a really hard time trying to figure out what to read tonight. And although I've had to deal with death many times in my life, most pointedly the death of my father when I was very young, which definitely altered and changed the course of my whole life, I actually don't have many poems about it. And in fact, I think I've spent a good deal of my life trying to leave the darkness and move towards the light. So my angle tonight is about rebirth, and later I'll end with a political poem about the rebirth of a nation. This poem is from my book, Shaking Out the Smokescreen, and it's called Time-Stamped Fun. We take pictures of our youth, but why? Is remembrance of our early time to hold us over until we die? Like living relics of our own past, tales told to us, truth entrenched in a forgotten smile, dressed to impress in some abandoned or inherited style. Disbelieving all the while that so much time has gone, from older versions of the self you cannot put your finger on, despite the smudge. For the frozen moment does not budge, saved to be cried and dried upon, as the picture may just be of you, but it tells the passage of everyone. So this next piece, I actually wrote it last night. And it's based on a song that my father used to sing to me. And so he would sit facing the mirror and I would kind of hide behind him and poke my head out and like make funny faces. So it was kind of our little joke. So we'll see if I can pull it off tonight. Well, you must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a beautiful child. Well, you must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause baby, look at you now. I wonder what life would have been like with you. But you left us so young. Would you be drinking and smoking at midnight? Would you have lashed at my tongue? I guess it all needed to happen if life was to be fully lived. I'm sorry you took off so early, but you have some lessons to give. But you must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a beautiful child. Well, you must have been a beautiful baby. But daddy, look at you now. You might have taken me to dinner dances. You might have forced my hand on a few. You might have given me sideways glances. My chances may have been just a few. But I know that you loved me, and that was for sure. But when you had life choices, your choices led you to the mortal door. But you know I was a beautiful baby. You know that I'm your beautiful child. And although I am no longer your baby, I love you and send you a smile. Because I value life so much, and I very much care about the quality of life for people around the world. We all deserve to enjoy life. And so recently, as Edward Snowden told us what most of us already knew, I sat down and I rewrote the Pledge of Allegiance. So this is the Pledge of Allegiance revised. You will now be required to pledge allegiance to all government decisions, secret or concentrated, decided by 9 or the non-elected, to those who have bought and sold your information. That's right, Facebook and Verizon. To those whose new age war machines bid for the highest contract, keep paying your taxes to the United States of America. Morally disparate, economically desperate, strong-headed and independent, subjects to a central government connected by CNN, commercialism, and corruption. First world models of dysfunction, slated for uphill battles for access to health and education, both of which can slip quickly or slowly from generation to TV generation, advantage of whom they are taken by putting blind trust in a free nation. And to the Republic for which we stand. How much more can you stand? Stand up to deceptive laws. Stand up for free speech, free airwaves, free thought, and the pursuit of happiness. Good. These rights must be protected. Don't kneel down and accept these invasions of personal privacy and body and our beloved planet. This earth has a purpose, to give and take life, but some entities are just scratching at the surface, letting dastardly deeds get swept under the rug of ignorance. The ignorance we invite by keeping our distance. But arms don't stretch that far. To believe that bombing will facilitate a renaissance in some far-off culture that learns daily that America exists and that it hates them. Who hates freedom now? One nation under the God of compromise. The freedom to worship cheap fashion, big cars, and the phasing out of cash. In plastic we believe. Make it far away and sanitize it with individual packaging. Buy it on sale, it's the best deal on the shelf. Worship thyself above all else. Even stay quiet when you think it serves to shelter the private altars of fear that steer your blind eye into the shattering veneer of plurality. If you don't talk about it, it won't offend anybody. Keep your job and your dignity. Build a reputation on duality. Hold up your golden calf and call it democracy.
Damn!
Wow. Indivisible, now respelled in new textbooks to read divisive. With liberty, redesigned to be delivered by fire and contrived as an uprising. And justice, a systemic abuse of power over our more hapless sisters and brothers. For once and for all, for one, for all which is one, we pledge our allegiance to freedom and peace.
Hey.
Thank you so much. So please join us. You can tune in to Mutiny Radio on Fridays from 3 to 6. You can come down. It's the corner of 21st and Florida. Diamond Dave is here. Diamond Dave and I do an open mic there. You're welcome to join us. It's Fridays, mutinyradio.org. I'm Global Val. You can check out that. And thank you so much, Kimberly, for inviting me to be here tonight.